Emma, good morning,
Hello.
my friend.
Yes,
Good to see you on this bright morning.
absolutely. It's
And-
lovely today.
Yeah, and I'm excited for this birthing that we're doing together of the Sacred Ground Academy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be interesting if you were to read a statement of you
Mm-hmm.
as it relates to the work that's going to be done in the academy, what would you say?
Sure. I would say that I'm a writer, I'm a teacher, a practitioner of traditional healing arts that include the wise woman ways. I've been doing this work for most of my adult life, which is almost 40 years now.
A
What
lot,
about you, Sharon?
a lot of experiential wisdom. Well, my work really came from the unseen worlds. I call myself a mystic Shaw woman for that reason. I'm not a traditional Shaw woman man taught, but I was honored to bring forth, I feel honored, information to transform the cause of humanity's sufferings and woundedness. So I've been working since 1971 to access what is not seen, and through those years have been really in pleasure to watch how people have transformed their lives as we know how they do. And I work almost exclusively with women because they seem to be the one who resonated most with what I had to share. And I just think that women are the key. Not that men aren't important, but women really need that healing in order to create a stability in the culture. So that's what I kind of am at, and excited to bring the Sacred Ground Academy but back out of its little hibernation, maybe gestation place, because I think I named this academy maybe 15 years ago, and it's just kind of been laying there waiting for the right to midwife it into birth. And then of course we're not alone in that. So really, yeah, so here we are.
Here we are, and
So what, yeah,
I've
well,
I've found that like as we've been discussing this and been planning on it, I'm remembering that when I was a much younger person, I had wanted to have a school of my own, based a little bit on Louisa May Alcott and her
okay.
writing and her father's writing and that whole tradition in Concord, Massachusetts, where learning was so valued, and it was practical learning, but always based on deep respect for spirit, with whatever name it was given at the time.
Mhm. And I think that's a really good definition of what we're doing here, because Sacred Ground Academy it is definitely spiritual based. It's definitely what is beyond the physical that foundations and drives the physical that needs to be considered. But then the other part of that is what is it then within an individual, you
Mhm.
know, that is ready to be midwifed out of them as we are midwifing, the sacred ground. So,
Mhm.
as we've talked, this can't be done in large groups.
Exactly. No, this is, I've taken many excellent classes in an online environment where I learned tremendous amounts from the teacher, but I was an anonymous face within two or three or 400 people.
Mhm.
Um, and it was up to me to take this and integrate it, whether I had the capability or not.
Mhm.
And what we're looking at for Sacred Ground is to have it be more intimate, so that the students who come here and the teachers as well are we're seen.
Mhm.
We watch the progress. We understand, and it's real life interactions,
Yeah,
and that is, it's a high touch kind of situation, which is so integral to our values.
for sure. I really have been tutored, if you will, from the spiritual realm to know that we each have that wisdom of our own journey, our soul journey. And the soul journey is not always the same as the physical journey. So what it looks like our life ought to be isn't what shows up, and then we don't know what to do with it because we don't have the bigger picture and the toolbox to work with that bigger picture information. So this being able to be heard, hey, if we have to go through the shadows, you have the tools to and support to go through the shadows. You know, that's what we want in the sacred ground, is that ability to be with a person as they become with themselves back into that authority state for themselves and for their lives. So that's one of the values.
Right. And I know that I just want to say that I've been in classes with you, and one of the things that I really value about your teaching method is you are there in a neutral way. You are there to listen and to offer gentle guidance, but not to say, this is my way. Right. So when we talk about this being a spiritually based organization, we're not talking about following a particular religion or spiritual path. We're talking about helping each person develop their own spiritual path and their own spiritual understanding in the way that's communicated to them best from spirit.
Exactly. The model that I use and name it so in healing work is an integrated protocol. Because we're multidimensional, we have the aspect we call physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and then beyond that even. And so the teachers that we're going to bring in, not only the teachers, the interviews, the snippets, we're the richness of the diverse options out there, all of them with the same commitment to what's highest good for our students and our enrollees and those working with us in a collaborative fashion, includes many, many different ways of seeing that all get us to that goal of back to our magnificence and our authority. So it'll be fun to watch, the various teachers and the various voices that our students will have access to through the academy. So,
and the thing that I love about what we're planning is that not only is this going to be in sort of an internationally available online kind of virtual experience, but we'll also be planning in person, face-to-face physical, events and workshops, so that we're not only dealing in the virtual world.
That's correct. And in relationship to the collaboration, there are things that you and I have no idea that are going to emerge because of the conversations and the skills and all that comes together. And in this rich environment, Sacred Academy itself will start pulling together events that will emerge from those who are part of all of the work we're doing, and it is a global work.
Yes.
So, thank you, Emma.
Thank you, Sharon. This is exciting.
It is. Shall we meet again?
Yep. Talk next time. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.